We're encouraging people to take a stand,
Absolutely.
obviously.
All ages.
If we don't, we're going to live in a country where every new idea is treated as an act of aggression. And there's no way we can grow.
Or who decides for us?
There are, of course, there are countries where there is no constitutional guarantee of freedom of speech. And if people really want to control everything that's read, then they can go and live in places like Iran, North Korea, and China. These are the type of countries where this kind of censorship is permitted.
Yeah. And how are the libel laws different in England?
Well, it's a very big means of censorship in the UK is the use of the libel laws. The libel laws, it's so easy to sue somebody for libel that a character such as Robert Maxwell was able to prevent investigative journalists publishing stuff about him until he was dead, just by very energetic use of the libel laws. It's a big problem in England.
And is censorship the problem in England?
We don't have that phenomenon so much. We don't have this rather organized campaign of going and people getting themselves elected to school boards and going into the library and finding the books with love scenes in and taking them off the shelf.
Now, the other part of this equation is whether it affects you as a writer. Do you engage? I'm sure it doesn't with the three of you. But,
well, that's not true.
It does, Judy.
Well, I would like to tell you...
You mean you're pulling in your...
No, but I would like to say that it never crosses my mind. Certainly people who write books for young people are having a lot more trouble than people who aren't. There are times when I think I cannot write another true young character in this climate of fear. And I want to say to you that when I'm sitting there at my computer, it never crosses my mind. But then my editor will come and say to me, look, Judy, if you use this word, this meaningless word intensifier that starts with an F, if you use that word, you're going to lose all your book club sales. You know you're going to have trouble. The censors are going to be out there gunning for you. So I think, what other word can I use? And then, I mean, this happened to me in my new book. And then I thought, this is an angry 15-year-old kid. This is the word that this 15-year-old kid is going to say. And if I don't write it, then every kid who reads that book says, what is this?
She's not authentic.
What is this?
They'll say she's not authentic, she doesn't know, and she's pulling her punches.
Exactly. And so I try not to give in. But I'm an established writer. How about all the young writers who are starting out and writing about young people now, knowing that this is out there waiting for them?
How about you? I mean, do you engage in any self-editing, or do you just let it all hang out?
I just let it rip. I put the pedal to the metal. I mean, I think censors are people that fear that someone somewhere is having fun, and I'm not going to give in to them. They're not going to shut me up. But you were saying about the young one, I tell you, Judy, I don't worry about them. If they have passion and courage, they're going to write from the heart.
I hope so. That's the only kind of writing that ever matters, that ever counts anyway. So,
do you think that the tide can be turned? Are you optimistic, finally? That somehow, that if you recognize that it's out there and raise attention, that it can...
I'm optimistic about one thing, and that is that I'm getting more and more letters from kids who are studying censorship and freedom in school. To become aware is the first step to me. And as long as teachers and kids and parents and educators are talking about it with the kids and helping them, you know, look at both sides of it, then I remain optimistic.
Also, the political atmosphere has changed. You know, all this started in the Reagan-Thatcher era, and the free world is now led by a different leader, and you know, there's a completely different feel about the Clinton administration to what there was before. So I think we can beat this. I think we can get this.
I thank each of you for joining us. Pleasure to see you. Great to see you.